Yeah, that's always a part of the game that as the game starts to develop, and you eliminate the run portion just based on what's going on both sides of the field. There, it just kind of gets you out of whack and kind of puts the game a little bit in a position where you don't want to start. You know. Yeah. It's this is the NFL, so there's good, there's bad, there's we're striving to a point of consistency. That's where we need to get to. So we know we need to be better. Everybody, coaches, players. So it starts with protecting the football and protecting the quarterback, and there's many factors in that. It's not just the O-line. The running back's got to be a factor. The quarterback has to throw the ball when he's hot, or we have a side adjust. The receivers need to break. Tight ends need to do a good job on the line of scrimmage. So there's a lot of factors there, and I wouldn't point a finger at one group. Certainly everybody from the outside always looks at the O-line as a protection, but it's the whole unit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you go back to the game, and we don't like to look in the rearview mirror, but it was a lot of bad football with mental errors, penalties, drops, sacks, things that we build our offense off of not doing. So that's the rally cry this week. We're motivated. Yesterday was a tough day, but we're ready to move on to Vegas. Well, to be honest, it's more of getting the reps in practice, and there's only a certain amount of reps. You can't run receivers all day. You can't run block 40 plays in a row at practice. So everybody's got a certain amount of reps that we get getting ready for the game, and the quarterback position. It's usually the starter takes every rep. Now there's a few reps that our backup quarterbacks take, and unfortunately for last week, Jacoby was in that position where he didn't really take a lot of practice reps, the normal, that we're used to. So this week for him, it'll be a little bit more fair, if you will. He'll get the reps, and he'll be ready to go. We'll see where Tua is at and kind of go from there. Yeah, and it's the right mindset, and that's the way we should take it. You're right. There is a little bit of a next man up in this league, and for your backup quarterback to have a mindset that he's going to go out there and perform, that's what we want. And so, it wasn't as fair to him having not been able to get all those reps in practice. Well, we'd like the whole group to see the front through the same set of eyes. So they have to identify what front they're looking at. And then they ID players based on the protection who we're going to, blocking, double teaming. And then from there, it's about using our technique versus their front. So post snap, if we don't necessarily know what's happening until the ball snapped, and then when the ball snaps, we have to react. So if they do bring some guys in protection and we ID'd our protection a certain way, then we're going to have to throw an adjustment off of it. Or, we have it taken care of with the back or somebody in the backfield. So there's a bunch of different protection variations. We got to do a good job of mixing those, keeping defenses off balance. Yeah, I mean those guys are professionals, so they got to agree on something. We only have 40 seconds, which by the time we break the huddle, it's usually around that 25-second mark. So they got to be decisive. Got to make a decision. Again, if the center wants to see it one way and the quarterback wants to see it another way, we've got to agree on one final vision. That's why we say we like to see it through the same set of eyes. And then once that takes place, we got to do a good job of blocking them, which they're quality players on the other side of the ball, and we got to have a silent alarm, if you will, at quarterback. The receivers got to be able to break their routes at the correct time, and then from there it's about getting rid of the football. So we got to block them, and we got to get open, and got to deliver the ball. So it's a complicated equation every time, but that's part of the game if you're going to throw it. Now, game got a little bit lopsided, so we were in that situation a little bit more than we wanted. Yeah.
In terms of, you mentioned some of like the different protections and things and whatnot. Is part of that, kind of deciding whether the back should be left to block, be right to block, stay in the inside of is that part of it?
Yeah, all those are factors, and when you're going against a good team, Buffalo's a good team, Vegas is a good team coming up, then, at some point that matchup, it's going to be decided when the whistle, when the ball snapped and before the whistle blows. So, we'll try to put our guys in the best situations and then, kind of go from there.
You mentioned how, you don't necessarily see some pre-snap, you got kind of just post-snap.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I'm always interested in is how offensive linemen block stunts. You can never point, you don't know if a guy's going to leap.
Yeah.
I guess what's the key to that? Why it might not be communication. Is there communicate mid-play?
Well, you got to know where your help is. And if you have help, you don't have help. And then, your set has to adjust, your pass set. And so if you do have help, it can be a certain, pass set. If you don't have help, then it's another pass set. And so, our linemen know that they can and can't be in those positions. So it's the preparation during the week about the opponent who you're going against.
And obviously, to his back, it's definitely there to see how he's playing.
Yep.
If Jacoby was to, end up starting week 3, I guess what about his skill set do you think really fits with this offense and allow this offense to be successful?
Yeah, well, Jacoby's a good pro. We love him. He works hard. He's a good communicator with the group. And, unfortunately for him, during a normal practice week, the backup quarterback doesn't really get a lot of reps. And so, he's in there for a lot of reps in the game without a lot of practice reps with the guys he's throwing to. So that was kind of the unfortunate thing of last week. Now this week, like I said, we'll see what happens. But, whether it's Tua out there or Jacoby out there, it's a different situation than where we were last week.
So, very last question. In that first half, you had five guys that you guys made the deal for inside the 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you kind of, while you never want to lose like that, do you kind of leave that game with a glass half full kind of mindset, just knowing that even when Jacoby went in there, you're going to drive the ball.
Yeah.
Even Tua on his second possession, he got to the field.
Right.
He just went finish guys.
Yeah. Well, we had the ball for 18 and a half minutes in the first half, which not a lot of teams do that. We were able to move the ball and convert some third downs. We had 2 turnovers, which weren't good, and then we got stopped on a couple fourth downs. So we got the ball in the red area, and we couldn't put the ball in the end zone or kick a field goal. So that part of it stings because we want to be good situationally. And so, it was good to show our guys what we did well and what we did wrong. And, the first half, we were playing competitive football, and then, like I said, the second half got a little bit out of whack, a little from a gameplay standpoint, So, yeah.